The Shaykh, he said that we have to speak about the trial and the great tribulation that happened to al-Imam al-Bukhari when he went to Naysabur. And the Shaykh, he mentioned that this is something that has to happen has to happen to the great scholars. And Imam al-Bukhari himself mentioned, or there is a quote the Shaykh mentioned about it, that no scholar who is prominent among his people will be saved from three things. And three things have to happen to that scholar who is prominent. Number one, that ignorant people should say words of criticism and should say words of abuse and criticism towards him. The second is that his contemporaries blame him. And the third is the jealousy of the scholars. So he said, ignorant people are going to say things about you. Your friends are going to sometimes turn on you and blame you. And certain of the scholars are going to feel jealousy towards you because of your prominence. And this happened to Imam al-Bukhari when he went to Naysabur. And the scholars of Naysabur, all of them heard of the coming of Imam al-Bukhari, and they came to meet him. And he began to give lessons and sittings of knowledge. And there were scholars in Naysabur who were very prominent at his time, and particularly al-Dhuhri rahimahullah. And what happened is the students started to leave those other prominent scholars and to sit in the gatherings of Imam al-Bukhari. And this was a time in which people were being tested and tried in relation to something that is known as the tribulation of the creation of the Quran. Now the Shaykh said perhaps we should explain a little bit more, but I think inshallah you guys understand that the Quran is the speech of Allah and it's not created. It's not a created thing. And at the time of the Khalifa al-Ma'mun and the Mu'tazila in general, they convinced the Khalifa to punish people who held the opinion of Ahlul Sunnah that the Quran is the speech of Allah and it's not created. So these people were going around, the innovators, they were saying the Quran is created, Allah doesn't speak, and so on. And Al-Imam Ahmad, as you know, was imprisoned, tortured, beaten, prevented from teaching, only because he said the Quran is the speech of Allah and it's not created.